talk.
Herkese günaydın. Seminerler serimizin, Peirce seminerler serimizin 3. günündeyiz. Bugün dün eksik kalan ground kavramını Ivan Hoca biraz daha açıklayacak. Ardından kavramsallaştırma yöntemleri konusuna geçeceğiz. Bunu da öğleden sonra anlatacak. Ki bizim için tabii bu kavramların her biri ayrı bir önemi haiz. Çünkü bilimin temeli kavramsallaştırmaktan geçiyor. Ve kavram üretmekten, kavram türetmekten, kavram yaratmaktan geçiyor. İşte bunun Peirce'e göre yöntemleri neler? Günümüzde felsefede, düşünce sisteminde bunun yöntemleri neler? Bugün bunları da zemini tekrarladıktan sonra İvan Hoca'dan dinleyeceğiz. Ben daha fazla uzatmadan sözü İvan Hoca'ya bırakmak istiyorum. Please, MLADENOV.
Good morning to everyone. As I can see, we are getting less and less people. I know it's a marathon, and at the end, those of you who survive will catch an idea of Charles Peirce, and this will be the biggest benefit. You have heard me many times mentioning Peirce's contribution, and I have said his categories, his semiotics, he quoted semiotics, his semiotics, and his pragmatism. These are most important. I have prepared lectures for every one of these issues, and we will reach them. Never mind that I can talk only to Mustafa or even to myself. I will talk. Never mind how many you will be. But during every talk, during every lecture, I will give you some sense of what the next topic is. So today I would like to tell you a little bit about what pragmatism is. Have you heard the theory of pragmatism before? Have you heard it? Do you know even the vague idea what pragmatism is? Have you heard? Not you, you're a teacher. Do you know what pragmatism is? Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Yes. And how would you, even in Turkish, he will translate what it is pragmatism. What is pragmatism? Don't be so shy, loudly. We will learn only if we participate and we learn together. So,
for example, if linguistics focus on the usage.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Okay, this is very common understanding, which is mixing the root of the word pragmatism with practical. Practical and pragmatism does not have anything in common. Anything. They are completely different. The reason Peirce chose the word pragmatism was the following. Pragmatism. The root of the word out of which the term pragmatism comes up is the Greek word pragma. Pragma. Pragma meaning what, any idea what pragma means in Old Greek? Meaning action. Action. So, pragmatism is a theory which tries to seize conceptions as they act, as they move. This is the first philosophy which is not focusing on something which is static, which we say this is this and that's it. It is always like this. No, pragmatism follows the changes. That's why it is a theory which it will be so important to every one of you. If you understand the main subjects of pragmatism, you can use pragmatism in all of your areas of interest. Whatever you deal with, pragmatism will help you. We will talk about pragmatism and later pragmaticism, not today. Today, this is just to warm you up. But you have to be aware, why am I stressing on movement all the time? Because this is what pragmatism is. One example. Peirce says in pragmatic maxim that we are unable to describe whatever phenomenon in front of our eye is. Any phenomenon. Let's say this, this pencil. Even if you say it is 10 centimeter and a half, whatever thick, it writes red. Even if you describe this, the molecule out of it consists, you will lose information because it's more than that. Next generation will ask you about the atoms, not only about the molecules or something like that. So instead, Peirce suggested that we know something like this by the effects they display. If some conditions disappear, for example, he says, so now imagine this, his original example is with an inkstand, and I have prepared myself by asking my friend Mustafa to tell you what is inkstand in Turkish. Please.
Diviti sokup mürekkebe yazı yazdığımız şey var. Mürekkep hokkası oluyor.
So, thank you.
Yani bizim çocukluğumuzda mürekkeple yazı yazdırıyorlar okulda. İlkokulda her tarafımız mürekkep oluyordu ya.
Don't tell them stories or anecdotes. We have work to do. So, you know, okay, Peirce sit on his bureau, on his desk, and he sees the inkstand. Tell just the word. The word is, and sees it and says, what does it mean that the inkstand is heavy? At that time it was very heavy, made of metal.
Yes, inkstand glass.
So what does it mean that the inkstand is heavy? And he said, if the what supports it, the desk, disappears, it will fall. That's it. Falling is an effect of gravity or being heavy. Effect. So the strength was always into it, but the conditions disappear and a new quality appeared. That is in the core of pragmatism. Pragmatism searches for the effects. And when we summarize all these effects, that is all what we can know about this thing, about this phenomenon. We cannot describe, we cannot exhaust it, a phenomenon by endless describing. The things possess quality which we can see when some conditions, new conditions appear or disappear. The sum of all these effects gives us the whole knowledge which is accessible to us. That is in the core of pragmatism. So this was warm up, and now Aiden, please be my friend. Come here in front of the people. Thank you. Now, Aiden, tell your colleagues everything from the yesterday's talk, what we talk in Turkish. Everything. I did not understand this. I understood this. I understand this. Everything. What are we doing? The same as in pragmatism. We need your misunderstanding or your understanding, your mistakes or your right guessing. And then we will work on them. Otherwise, I should just talk. And you will get bored and go home and dream for the food or for sleep.
In Turkish or English?
In Turkish, please. In Turkish, so that understand what that I.
Dün ne yaptığımızı konuşmamızı istedi hocamız öncelikle. Sabah oturumunda ilk gün neler yaptığımızı konuştuk. Aklımızda neler kaldığını, neler öğrendiğimizi ya da öğrenemediğimizi konuştuk. Öğleden sonraki oturumda ground kavramına yöneldik. Bu ground kavramında da üçgen örneğini vererek temelde ground'un neler olabileceğini, o tepe noktasının girişini ve ilk bilginin doğuş anından bahsettik. Bunun dışında temel olarak, başlık olarak benim aklımda bunlar kaldı.
Bence ground'u da zaten tamamlamamıştık.
Evet. Sizin aklınızda başka herhangi bir şey kaldı mı? Evet, kırmızı sızdı. Nothingness.
Kavramlaştırmaya geçiş gibi biraz.
Evet. Recognition kavramından. Recognizing'den geldi. Benim aklımda doğrudan bunlar kaldı.
Come on.
Good morning, Professor Ivan. The
Morning.
bus was full and I didn't pick me up so late. I apologize.
What? Papa? Late. Please, come in. Thank you very much for your coming.
Başka eklenebilecek bir şey var mı?
Sanırım bir anlam kavramı üzerine de biraz şey yaptım.
Anlam
Temelde
kavramı,
kavram.
bilginin ilk doğuşundan bahsettik.
Nasıl oluştuğunu
Evet.
bahsetti.
Bilgi ve düşünce.
Evet.
Şöyle bir şey var aslında. Kavramların tek başına soyut olduğunu, nesnesiz kavramların tek başına ayakta kalamayacağını anladım. Kastı şuydu aslında hocamın da. Şimdi kırmızılık tek başına bir şey ifade etmiyor ama kırmızı nesne, işte bayrak örneği vermiştim. Bir nesneyle birleştiği zaman biz o soyutluğu kavrayabiliyoruz.
Bir anlam ifade.
Evet. Evet. Nesnenin ilişkisi var.
Anlaşılmasında zemin
Etkili oluyor. Evet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, Evet, please come here. You're the next. Here.
Same idea with idealism.
Erdem,
Yes.
please now tell me what did he say. Tell whether you agree completely with him, what he did not say according to you. Make a comment of what he said and tell what you wanted to say more or less. In Turkish again. Then you or Tuna will comment for me in English.
Aslında İvan'ın söylediği şeyi yaptık biz. Kendi aramızda. Hani Aydın'ın söylemediği ya da eksik kaldığı ya da senin eklemek istediğin noktalar var mı dedi. Aramızda zaten onu konuştuk. Aydın'ın söylediklerine ilaveler yaptık, tamamladık. Onlar haricinde benim de çok ekleyeceğim bir şey yok. Dün
Filmleri tasdik ediyor.
Neyin tasnifi?
Filmleri tasdik ediyor.
Evet, o en son bir slide olarak sadece gördük ama orada bitirmiştik. Dolayısıyla temel noktalar Aydın'ın söylediği gibi. Birinci günün tekrar üzerinde biraz fazla durmuştuk. Sonra ground'a girince
Kur'an
yine
ile interpretasyon arasındaki ilişki.
evet, oraya girdiğimizde de yine felsefi temellere döndük. İşte mantık vesaire falan. Oraya dönünce ground'u da tam tamamlamadan aslında şu an kavramlar biraz havada uçuyor gibi geliyor bana.
Aslında Hegel'den bahsetti biraz.
Biri sorusu olmuştu sanırım Aristo ile ilgili. Oradan oraya bir bağlantı kurmuştu.
Kategoriler üzerinden.
Kategoriler üzerinden değil mi?
Aristo'nun kategorilerinden.
Hı hı.
Sonra
Kim demişti filozofların kralı olarak? Hegel. Kant söylemişti değil mi?
Kant'ın kategorileri.
Kategoriler.
En son person kategorileri
Hı hı.
üzerinde durdu.
Peirce'ün eserlerinden bahsettik. Onu ekleyebilirim. Büyük bir kütüphanede işte parçalar halinde bulunduğunu, onların bir araya getirilip önce üç volümlü galiba, CP miydi kısaltması? O eserin Collected Papers.
Collected papers, yes.
Sonra 80'lere doğru sanırım. 30 cilt halinde planlandı dedi ama onun kaç cildi çıktı? 8'i mi?
Yok, ilk yayında 8 cilt, sonra 32 cilt olarak yayınlandı.
Evet.
600
O da Writings of Peirce,
sonra Amerika
Peirce yazıları.
kesti, yayınlandı.
Evet, sonra proje tamamlanamamış. Dolayısıyla hani onun en azından eserlerin bibliografik hakkında da böyle bir bilgiye sahibiz şu anda. Kaynaklar,
Writings of
evet,
Charles Peirce.
Azıcık kalmamışız yine de değil mi?
Bugüne kadar yapılan en iyi
evet.
yayındı bu. 30 cilt. Her biri 600 sayfa.
So, I have a question.
No. Questions from the audience. If they have any questions to you, you answer. And then I would like to hear Aydın again, whether you agree with him or you disagree.
I fully agree.
Okay. Did he say something more than you have learned, or
He gave more details.
more details, which is nice? Thank you very much. If you have some questions to him, in Turkish. No, you have.
Ama İngilizce var çünkü birazcık uzun da. Hocam, Peirce'ün ilişkiye ve bilime dayanan kategorileri gerçekliği, hareket ettiği ve değiştiği haliyle kavramaya çalıştığını söylemişti. Hocam, Peirce'ün felsefesinin dinamik olduğundan bahsetmişti. Bunu birazcık daha açabilir miyiz hocam?
Maalesef.
Peirce'ün felsefesi dinamik mi?
Bunu açabilecek tek insan İvan.
No. That's okay. You try. You didn't understand the question, but it was in Turkish.
So long translate from the PowerPoint.
Dedi ki pragmatizm aksiyondur dedi. Aksiyon dinamiklikle ilişkin.
Anladım hocam.
Biri sentetiktir dedi, bir daha.
Tabii. İvan,
This is a very good discussion. You will understand much more among you what you don't understand, and then I will say more unclear things. Anyway, so tell me what
She asked to explain about us, but we cannot.
to explain what?
We ask.
What did she ask?
Explain.
To explain.
Peirce philosophy is a dynamic. Kant philosophy is a synthetic. What is the difference? Dynamic philosophy and synthetic?
But you, for example, you can perfectly well explain it. First, it is not dynamic and synthetic. Exactly.
Analytic, pardon.
Analytic. Well, I said it yesterday. Analytic and synthetic. I will go to, okay, then stay here. No, you should be in front. You are a teacher, aren't you?
Yeah.
So this is your job. You will be always in front of people. You have to know no barriers. our mission is to explain. So
It's your stage, so
no,
I need-
mine. He wouldn't allow me to pay for the stage. Anyway, yesterday I explained the following thing. When a analytic philosopher explains a term, whatever, he tries to compare, to say that this, to contradict the two terms or the three terms, to compare them, to see how they act in particular circumstances. He is much more trying generally to compare. He, the analytic philosopher, compares. Let's start with this. Tell her in Turkish.
Villa. Yani Peirce'ün yine analitik filozof olma özelliğini vurguladı. Onun da anahtar ve kilit noktası karşılaştırma, yani comparing. Bir şeyleri kıyaslayarak bir sonuca varmak ve bu konudaki en büyük, önemli filozoflardan biri olarak görülmesi gerektiğini Peirce'ün ifade ediyor. Özetle.
Çok teşekkür
Yes, this is analytical. And you're right to ask about Kant. Kant is synthetic, meaning what? He claims that we have, as you said yesterday, a priori knowledge, meaning we are born with something which tells us what the space, for example, the outer space is, and what the time is. We have it as born with this. Peirce says absolutely wrong. Without knowing, without experience something, we cannot know. And I will tell today why we cannot know. But this is the general difference.
Şimdi analitiğin karşısı da sentetik kısmı ya, Kant felsefesi. Orada a priori terimi vardır, Türkçe'de de kullanılır bu. Yani öncül denebilir aslında. Bir şeylerin bilgisine önceden sahip olduğumuz fikrini ifade ediyor. Dolayısıyla bu durağanlık anlamına geliyor. Yani analitiğin karşılığı olarak. Orada kıyaslama, sürekli bir hareket halinde olma, değişim unsuru söz konusuyken diğeri daha durağan bir düşünceye işaret ediyor. Efendim?
Deneyim öncesi.
Evet, yani deneyimin önemi bir de tabii vurguladı. Örneğin zaman, uzay, her şey hakkında doğuştan bir o bilgiye vakıf olduğumuz düşüncesini, fikrini ifade ediyor. Ama analitik felsefede deneyim merkezli bir şey söz konusu. So, can I ask a question?
Of course,
This philosophy is connected with Socrates.
absolutely.
They
But
directly?
the term analytic came with the name of Kant. Very late.
Yeah.
Socrates is very
I
early.
know.
So why? So analytic philosopher is, for example, Husserl. Analytic philosopher is Hegel. But not that much. And analytic philosopher mostly is Wittgenstein. Wittgenstein, because he compared the state of languages during particular years. So there is a lineage of analytic philosophers. There is a lineage of synthetic philosophers. Synthetics are these phenomenologists.
Evet, sentetikler fenomenalistlerdir diyerek son cümlesiyle özetledi.
Husserl, synthetic.
Synthetic, maybe, yes. Okay.
Nikolai Hartmann.
Hartmann, okay. Other questions on this level to add them?
Nasıl soracağım acaba? O insan-
Tuna'ya sorun siz de. O gelecek ya benden.
Sentetiklerde hani doğuştan bizde böyle bir bilgi var farz ediliyor ya. O bilgi nasıl ortaya çıkıyor? Yani
İşte o sorgulanmıyor, yani o var kabul ediliyor. Atıyor dediğim şey de o zaten.
işte var kabul ediliyor da kimisinde çıkıyor, kimisinde çıkmıyor. Nasıl? Yani ilgiyle ilgili mi? Bir ilgi gösterdiği zaman mı ortaya çıkıyor? Yani hepimizde varsa hiç bilmeyen bir insanda da var. Onun ortaya çıkışı nasıl oluyor?
So this is why I asked you about Socrates maybe. She's asking if we all have that idea which synthetic philosophy says. Why the thinking of or knowledge of us different? You know and I don't know. She says why.
Uh-huh.
So I mentioned Socrates because he was asking questions
Uh-huh.
to
Right.
pair them.
Yes. No. That's okay. We can call him, but again, we try to be.
This is my comment, but the question is hers.
Okay. The problem is, as I said, the term analytic and synthetic are late in 19th century. They came, and Socrates is much earlier.
Yeah.
Tell it in Turkish. Okay. Let's for now this see we have a problem which I mentioned the day before. Most people think that they think naturally, by nature. When they are born, they were born with this ability to think. This is absolutely wrong. We were born with the believing that we are thinking. We believe that we can think, but thinking itself is an enormously difficult task.
So we have the ability of thinking in the birth or not?
In our birth, we believe that we believe.
But
Belief
just
is the
believe.
key word. Yes.
Yeah. Düşündüğümüze inanırız diyor. Doğduğumuz andan itibaren. Bunu hani dün de söylemiştim. Ben de hatta bu konuda bir soru sormuştum. Hani kimileri doğuştan düşünceye sahip olduğumuzu savunuyor. Yani o felsefe ekolü. Ama hani Ivan diyor ki ya da diğer felsefe anlayışına göre doğuştan düşüncenin olmadığı anlamına geliyor. Düşündüğümüze inanırız sadece diyor. Ama bu çok daha ağır bir yanıt oldu.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
It's a very strong. This belief is very strong in person. All people believe they are thinking,
Bu düşünce insanda çok güçlüdür. Herkes düşündüğüne inanır.
while they only believe it is this. The thinking itself is enormously difficult. I repeat it and I will tell why it is so.
Düşünmek tam anlamıyla çok zordur.
You're thinking when you're writing an essay, when you're thinking how to approach this or that subject. Then you are thinking so that we say, not only in Bulgarian, any languages, my head is starting to push, to have kind of like it is on fire. And that is really true because thinking itself means discharging of energy.
Düşünmek enerjiyi boşaltmaktır diyor. Bulgarca'da bir atasözünden bahsettim, onu tam anlamadım.
And this is absolutely true. This is energy inside of the head. There is energy is burning.
Bir enerji yanar, dolaşır, onu boşaltmaktır düşünmek.
This is the real thinking. And we used to think most productively sometime between 20 and 30 years old. That's why most mathematicians and chemists or scientists make their discoveries at this age.
Bence o doğru soru.
Can you say this in English?
Evet, kaç yaş dedi onu kaçırdım. 20-21 yaşında yani en zihnin sanırım canlı olduğu, düşünce ürettiği ve en büyük işte buluşların o yaşlarda kişiler tarafından yapıldığını söylüyor.
All great mathematicians, all great
Büyük
chemists, yeah,
matematikçiler, kimyacılar.
made their discoveries when they are between 20 and 30s.
Evet, 20 ile 30'lar arasında en büyük keşiflerini o yaşlarda yapmışlardır.
After that, they interpret and reinterpret what they have in their thought
Daha
at this
sonra
age.
o sahip oldukları veya öne sürdükleri şeyleri hep yorumlamışlardır diyor. Asıl buluşlar o 20 ile 30'lu yaşlar arasında ortaya konmuştur.
However, and I'm going to say a joke now, we, the humanists, are blessed because we are going smarter and smarter with the age.
Yani yaş ilerledikçe daha zeki oluyoruz diyor ama bunu espri olarak söyledi galiba.
Evet.
Değil mi? Yani humanist olarak.
Olduğumuz için
Evet.
biz yaşlandıkça daha da zeki oluyoruz. Yani.
Which is we believe.
Biz öyle olduğuna inanıyoruz.
Not that this is true.
So that means all we can compare as humans us with animals. So this is the question if they are thinking or not. Yeah,
That's
maybe
completely different question, which I don't want to go in. It's beyond my competence and beyond.
About real thinking or believing thinking or not. What is the opposition?
But why did you mention animal? That's what that is.
Because when we came to world, you say we don't think. We
On the opposite,
that we are thinking.
the opposite. We have the process of thinking when we focus on a subject and we start to think, and then we feel that we make efforts. It doesn't go effortlessly. It goes with very, very many efforts, thinking. We do think. The problem is whether we are not thinking on something which is already thought before.
Okay. Yani düşünmek için efor sarf ederiz diyor. O kendiliğinden gelen bir şey değildir demiş oluyor. Ben en azından sorumu sormuştum, o yönü kaldı.
20'li ve 30'lu yaşlardaki o düşünce, eğilimimiz,
Bekir
düşünce
has a question.
Acaba olgunluğa eriştiğinde mi tam işte kendimizden artık yaşamayı hümanist düşünceye sahip oluyoruz?
Bence o değil.
Çünkü...
Az önce hümanizmi biraz espri olarak söyledim. Yani 20 ve 30'lar beynin işte düşünmenin en canlı olduğu dönem. Sonrasında espri yaparaktan biz yaşlandıkça daha zeki oluyoruz ama hani bunu bir hümanist espri olarak söylüyorum.
Ama şöyle bir şey var. 20'li ve 30'lu yaşlar arasında en çok depresyona girdiğimiz o beynimizdeki o düşüncelere, fikirlere, sorulara cevap bulamadığımızdan belki de o hale geliyoruz. Çok düşünüyoruz.
Bekir has a question.
Hocam ben de bir şey soracaktım. Şimdi bu soruyla bağlantılı. Overthinking diye bir şey var.
Overthinking.
Fazla bir düşün. Psikolojide var. Bir hastalık olarak da belki görülüyor. Overthinking acaba iyi bir şey midir? Onun hakkında ne düşünüyorsun?
O psikolojiye gireceğiz. Is the overthinking is good or not?
Which one? Our?
Yeah, as humans, all of us.
Overthinking.
Thinking more.
Is what? What is the question?
Is overthinking is good or not? He is asking.
Our general and as a human. Certainly yes, because our
question is a bit connected.
Yeah, okay.
She asked, depression is common mostly between 20s and 30s. She says.
Between what?
Between 20s and 30s.
Is what?
Ages.
So
the depression is common in that ages. So is it about that the most generative area of human thinking more? Is it about it? And he's asking, is overthinking? You know, overthinking is a very popular term in modern world. So psychologists tells more about it, overthinking. So it is about depression in some kind. So these two questions are related to each other.
Geldiğimizin sorularına varoluş sebebimizin.
But I think these topics are not
our topic.
Yeah.
Never mind. I should say the same. Perhaps people who invented the term overthinking have something in their minds which I don't know. What I say, I only say things which I am certain in. Otherwise, I will lie to you, and I will never lie to the audience. I know for sure that the brain is mostly productive between 20 and 30, and then it starts to degenerate, meaning we are losing brain cells enormously, very many. Of course, yeah.
30'lardan sonra beyin hücreleri yani çok hızlı bir şekilde düşüyor. Hani 20-30'lar arasında olduğu gibi olmuyor diyor. Yine aynı şey tekrar. Yani 20-30'lar arasında beynimiz en üretken döneminde üretir diyor. Şu an hani bizim işimizde felsefe düşünceyle ilgili olduğu için bu kısımlar biraz psikolojiye kayıyor. Dolayısıyla hani bilmediğim şey hakkında bir şey söylemem dedik de az önce.
Katarsis'i bunun için mi? Yazarlar, şairler arınmayı katarsis değil mi?
Ne hocam?
Katarsis.
Ha evet.
Arınma. Bu sebeple mi ortaya çıkıyor?
Arınmadan kastım.
Bence yine hiç karıştırmayalım.
Ben soru sorabilir miyim hocam?
Sor
Hocam yarım yorum olarak birazcık da çeviriyle İngilizce mi sorayım, Türkçe mi size sorayım? Hangisini derseniz öyle.
Türkçe sor çünkü İvan öyle istiyor.
Tamam.
Önce biz anlayalım.
Hocam Peirce fikirlerimizi nasıl netleştireceğimiz üzerine dün hoca bir makale tavsiye etmişti. Yani bundan bahsetmişti, nasıl açıkça belirtebiliriz. Onun pragmatik bakış açısından bir düşünceyi gerçekten yüksek nitelikli kılan şey nedir? Acaba bu düşüncenin eylemlerimiz üzerindeki pratik sonuçları mıdır? Uyguladığımız sonuçları mıdır?
Bu slide mı?
Hocam dünkü kendi notlarıma bir şeyler aldım.
Tamam yani slide'deki şeyler üzerine mi? Again so complicated question I didn't understand because Vildan yarın da pragmatizm üzerinde duracak. Belki pragmatizme de bağladın. Hani orada da yanıtların olabilir.
But this is in Turkish, I don't understand you.
Yeah, because I didn't understand.
Okay.
So terminologic question, so specific on Peirce.
Well, wonderful. Very good.
Telefonuna bakabilir miyiz?
But before that, Vildan, allow me. When I started to say that we are losing brain cells after the year of 30s, this is the half truth. Please listen to me and then you will resume. This is only half of the truth. We are not getting more stupid. Quite on the contrary. Why? Because we are collecting experience. And this experience turns into patterns of thinking, which Peirce calls habits. These habits is the way we are thinking. So we losing brain cells, but we learn how to think more effectively.
Evet. Beyin hücrelerimiz hani 30'lardan sonra işte azalıyor vesaire dedi ama biz neden daha aptal olmuyoruz? Yine deneyimin önemini vurgulayan bir açıklama yaptı. Çünkü deneyim sahibi oluyoruz. Yani deneyimler edindikçe düşünme desenlerimiz, düşünme yollarımız artıyor ve kolaylaşıyor. Düşünmek bizim için daha kolay bir yol haline geliyor dedi.
Okay. And now the question.
Peirce wrote about how to make our ideas clear.
Absolutely, yes.
From his pragmatic standpoint, what actually makes a thought high quality? Is it its practical consequences or our actions?
When talking about Peirce, please forget the structure either or. This is for dualistic philosophy. And Peirce's philosophy is triadic. Just this explain.
Peirce'ın düşüncesi üçlü sisteme dayanır, ikili değildir diyor. O yüzden ikili anlayışı bir kenara bırakmak lazım Peirce hakkında konuşurken. Yani bu ya da o şeklindeki yaklaşım geçerli değil diyor Peirce için.
The question is very good one, very legitimate question. However, I will not answer either or. It is about the effects. It's about clearness, clear ideas. Peirce, like everything, he encounters three types of clearness. General clearness, which is making the familiar, the ideas we have familiar, to contrast them from other idea. This is the first stage. The second stage is the stage of distinct idea. We know that this idea nobody have but us. We have this idea. This is distinct idea, only ours. And the third stage of clearness is the scientifically proved idea. Peirce was a laboratory philosopher. He worked in his head as he works in the laboratory, as he made experiments and proves everything. So according to him, scientifically proved means that it is proved from inference, from premise to consequence, and it is proved because it starts from a fact to another fact to third fact, as a chain of inference, one after another, not as guessing. Guessing means, in most cases, emotion. He is anti-intuitivist. Doesn't mean that he completely ignores intuition, but he says that what we call intuition is actually based on reasoning, which we forget. We forget that we have a chain of reasoning, that this is too difficult. Anyway, so only the first three things. Three type of clearness. And the last one is scientifically proved. At least this.
Üç tür. Clearness nasıl açıklıyorum? Gerçeklik, açıklık var. Biri bilimsel. First one is...
First one is that we
The
see the second distinct. It is contrasted to the others. We recognize it immediately that this is our idea, not others' idea, not Peirce's idea, not Erdem's idea, Ivan's idea.
İkincisi karşılaştırmalara ve ayrımlara dayanan, kişiden kişiye değişen, kişiye özgü olan.
And then the third one is scientifically proved. We have to prove it scientifically, which in Peirce's thinking means logically correct, based on facts and leading to another fact.
Üçüncüsü bir şey karıştırdık, onu açıklığa kavuşturacağız. Bilimsel olan dedi. Yani işte bilgiler, gerçekler üst üste biner ve ispatlanır, ispata dayanan. But I confused. We said first one, the scientific one. So we third one, the scientific one.
No, the first is familiar.
Familiar.
Familiar.
Yani,
it is known.
Bilinen,
I see this idea and I think, yes, I know this idea. The second is distinct
okay.
And the third is scientific.
Birincisi familiar, yani tanıdık olan, bildiğimiz. İkincisi karşılaştırarak veya kişiden kişiye değişen. Üçüncüsü bilimsel olarak ispatlanabilen.
And yes, thank you. And then he goes on to give a very nice example. The example is a German Märchen, a German saga about the Melusina. This is a magical creature, Melusina. And he said, I know so many young people cherishing, worship an idea, taking care of it for many, many years. And one day it turned out that on the river we have seen something which is terrible. Can you just wordly translate this and I will continue?
I missed the story. Sorry.
Yeah,
bir
it is.
Alman sagasından bahsetti, Melusa'dan bahsetti. Hikayeyi özetini kaçırdım.
Okay, it's a story about a German creature called Melusina. Just up to here, tell this.
Alman halk şarkısı Melusina. Bizim Melusa
Yes.
Değil mi? O başka değil. Melusina hakkında. Evet, bir saga.
He said, I know many young people. I'm not sure whether you know this cherishing an idea, worshipping it, saying, oh, this is such a good idea.
Bir fikre tapınmak.
He said,
Worshipping. Yani.
yes. And one day it turned out that they, the young people, have seen something terrible on the river. Just translate up to here.
Bir gün genç bir adam nehirde Korkunç bir şey görüyor, ilginç bir şey görüyor.
The story, the German story is that a Chobanin have married to a very young lady who he met somewhere in the wood, in the forest.
Excuse me, can you repeat again?
A person have met a very nice lady,
Tamam. Çok güzel bir kadın tanışan birisi.
which he doesn't know where did she come from,
Nereden geldiğini bilmediği.
and
Çok
he
güzel.
married her.
Onunla evlenir.
She said, "Okay, I will marry you, but under one condition.
Seninle tek bir koşulda evlenirim.
One time in the year, I will go to the river alone. You are
Yılda bir
not.
kere ırmağa tek başıma gideceğim. Evet.
You should not follow me."
Beni takip etmeyeceksin, peşimden gelmeyeceksin.
And of course, he said yes. So they lived happy for many years. But his curiosity was enormous. He
Tamam dedi, yıllarca böyle yaşadılar ama büyük bir meraka sahipti yıllar boyunca.
he wanted to see what is this, what is she doing on the
Onun ne yaptığını hep merak etti, çok büyük merak etti.
And the bad thing happened. One day he followed her,
Ve o kötü şey oldu, bir gün onu takip etti, peşinden gitti.
and we don't know what happened, but they are not married anymore.
Ne olduğunu bilmiyoruz ama sonra daha evli değillerdi.
Now, this is a personal sayings. This is the personal saying. Charles Peirce was married the first time to a lady whose name was Melusina.
Aa,
Yes. And after many years of marriage, they broke. This is a story, his personal story, duplicated by the sage, by the German story, and he gives this as an example that we can be confused thinking, or let's say again, believing that an idea, wonderful idea, were his and not someone else's. In this case, maybe God's idea. But he believed it was mine idea, and he cherished it, worshipped it, and at the end, we don't know what happened.
doğru. Yani yine düşünmeye inanmak, az önce de bahsetmişti, yani gerçekten düşündüğümüze mi inanırız diye. Onu vurguladık en son.
Yine adam sözüne duymamış gitmiş. Bakmış.
Gitmiş ama ne olduğunu bilmiyoruz diyor. Onu da Peirce'in kendi hikayesiyle işte birleştirdi. Eşiyle evlenip
Şimdi ismi o kadın
ayrılmışlar.
ismiyle aynıymış. Ondan o hikaye onun hikayesiyle birleşmiş. Aynı gibi yorumlamış onu. Ondan yani inandığımızda mı oluyor, düşündüğümüzde mi oluyor bilmiyorum.
Evet.
İnandığımızı mı yaşıyoruz yani?
İşte bilemiyoruz.
Ya örnek verdi işte.
Sonra ayrılmış.
At the end, I would ask you all, try hard, but try very hard to figure out, to define whether your ideas are really ideas of thinking or not, that it is just believing that you are thinking.
Yani gerçekten düşünüyor musunuz? İnandığınıza mı düşünüyorsunuz? Bunu çok iyi düşünmeniz lazım diyor.
He also produced an essay which is about the methods of obtaining belief, and one of these methods is method of tenacity, meaning I insist that I am right. And there were at that time, 19th century, many people like this. They said, I insist that this piece of land is mine and you should go back.
Yani kendi fikirlerim üzerinde ısrar etme olayından bahsettim. Çok detayını kaçırdım ama hani odak noktası buydu. Kendi düşüncemizin gerçek ve en doğru olduğu üzerinde ısrar etme olayı.
Tenacity method. It's called the method of tenacity. Yes. The other is the method of authorities. A person who insists this land is my land says, so said Socrates. Yeah, it is called a priori method.
Otokratik düşünme şekli, yani burası benimdir dersin, benim olur şeklinde.
Yes. Anyway, the last method, the scientific method, claims it is my piece of land because in some register I have found a note that proves that it is mine. A scientific method.
Evet, bilimsel yönteme göre işte burası benimdir dersin ama hani sebepleriyle, gerekçeleriyle birlikte sunarsın. Yani otoritede sadece benim dersimde benim olur. Ama bilimsel yöntemde onun sebepleriyle, gerekçeleriyle açıklarsın.
And here I would like to tell you one of the many things which fascinating me in Peirce's thought. He said at this point, by the way, people say that we humans cannot be at more than one place at one and the same time. We cannot be at more than one place at one and the same time, like we are objects.
Aynı anda birden çok yerde olamayız.
No. You said something very short. Say the whole sentence.
Ama bunu neden söyledi onu ben mi kaçırdım? Yani aynı anda birden çok yerde olamayız dedi.
Nesnelerde olduğu.
What is the purpose? Okay.
You should say. You should see. How can they claim that a human being cannot be at more than one place at one and the same time, like we are objects, like we are chairs or table? For example, me personally, at that time, he has a scandal with his neighbor. At the moment, I'm here on my porch in my veranda, and I'm much more in the head of my neighbor who thinks that I have stolen his land 50 centimeters with my fence. Do you understand that?
I think.
Did you understand me, Tuna? Again, I, as a human, am at one and the same time, at 11 o'clock, at many places, not only at this place. For example, my neighbor who hates me because he thinks that I have stolen a piece of his land.
Story.
Yes.
Story. Maybe the story is the answer.
I have stolen something from his land. I am in his head.
Okay. Yani ben diyor verandamdayım diyor. Saat işte 11'de kaçsa ben buradayım. Ama komşum benden nefret ediyor. O onun arazisinden benim çaldığımı düşünüyor. Ona göre ben onun arazisindeyim. Yani iki farklı yerde bulunmuş oluyor aynı anda.
And he also said that words, as we use the words, all of us, in English words, in Turkish words, we share one and the same words. They have pieces of us.
Yani bizim parçalarımızdır.
Yes.
Yani evet yani başkasının devamı alıyorsa.
Şöyle bir şey diye düşünüyorum da. Bedensel, fiziksel olarak
But this was anecdote.
olabiliriz ama düşünsel olarak birçok yerde olabiliriz.
Fiziksel düşünceler arasında ne fark var?
Fiziksel
So she says we can be different places mentally.
Of course, of course.
But your example was so smart. I'm impressed.
Not me. Yeah, Peirce says this, not
It's
me.
about perceptions. So
Ve hatta görsel olarak başka bir ekranda bir yansıtırsanız
söyledim zihinsel olarak başka yerde olabilir dedi diye. Of course dedi. Ya, evet dedi hani.
Bu mümkün. Yani ama öbür türlüsü mümkün değil.
sana göre
Öbür türlüsüne
başka bir ekranda kendimi yansıtırsam orada fiziksel görüntü olarak da var.
şu an YouTube'da bulunmak gibi mi?
Evet.
Sentetik olmuyor. O zaman sentetik olmuyor. Sanal olmuyor. Sanal olmuyor.
So we have an expense on YouTube now and we are here.
Okay.
Evet.
Ama işte sanal ortam diyoruz ya. Sanal ortam. O
Sanal ortam gerçekliğin bir yansıması.
Evet. Gerçek değil ama gerçekliğin yansıması.
Gerçek.
Yansır.
Is it real or not?
Aynaya baktığınızda aynada kendinizi görmüyorsunuz.
İnternet.
Aynada aynanın sizin yansımanızı görüyorsunuz.
Tamam da o gerçekliğin bir yansıması diyorsunuz da
It is a reflection of
gerçekliğin
reality,
kendisi de zaten
he
yansıma
says.
oluyor.
But she says it is different thing. It is another reality.
Zaten
Different things are not that different that we believe. We are connected, all of us, in enormous, complicated way.
O gerçekten benim gibi konuşuyor, benim gibi düşünüyor.
So
Ama
maybe
siz değilsiniz.
Fakat
we can cut them.
benim
You wanted to sit.
No.
sadece zihnim çalışmıyor.
Want to go on speaking? I can
Omurgamdaki
shut up
nöronlar
them.
boşuyor.
No, I don't know.
Bunu sonra tartışın arkadaşlar. Konuya devam edelim.
No.
İvan Hoca çok nazik.
I'm glad when the people speak. I'm glad because it is not just listening without understanding.
Sansasyonel. So go on.
Yes. No, go on the topic, but okay, if the topic rises such kind of question, I'm happy again. Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to stress, and I will stress it again, thinking is not easy. Thinking.
Kolay değil.
Another anecdote, since we started with anecdotes, you know Wittgenstein, the philosopher Wittgenstein. He was a terrible man. He hated everybody, the whole world.
Wittgenstein berbat bir adamdı ve bütün dünyadan nefret ederdi.
Everybody irritated him
Herkes de ondan nefret ederdi.
when he was young and producing thinking.
Küçükken
So
şeyler üretiyor, düşünüyor.
he was a son of the wealthiest, almost the wealthiest man in Austria. The Wittgenstein family,
Varlıklı bir aile.
they were in steel industry. They were railways. They were building railways.
Demir yolları.
Yes. So he was enormously. He receives at that time $20 million inheritance, but he didn't care. He gave it to his sister. He didn't want to take this
Çok
inheritance.
büyük bir miras kalıyor ama umursamıyor, bir de kardeşine veriyor.
So Wittgenstein, he was not actually bad person, but he want to be left alone to think.
Yani kötü bir insan değil ama sürekli düşünüyor.
So what did he do in order to find solitude and silence? What did he do? He went somewhere in Norway, in Scandinavia, and built with his own hands a hut where to stay. Small house, let's say.
Norveç'te küçük bir kulübe diyebiliriz.
Kulübe, exactly, kulübe.
İnşa ediyor. O sessiz kendi kendine kalıyor.
It was in a hill, like Mustafa's house is in a hill. But around this hill, there was a lake.
O tepenin etrafında da bir göl var.
And you could reach Wittgenstein's kulübe only if you row in boat and then go up.
Sadece yani gemiyle şeyle geçebilir.
He stayed there and wrote his book. And one day he has heard ships and a person who goes after the ships. And they have here, what was that what is this in Turkish, which produces sound, like on a ship, bells, they have bells. Bell, your cham.
Şeyin kornası.
Yes, and he heard this, and this distracted him. He was in the middle of something. So he went down, which is 2 kilometers, took a boat, went to the surface and ran after this person and started to quarrel to him. Are you satisfied now? You destroyed 4 hours of thinking. Are you now pleased with this, what you do? And the people from the village knew this, and that's how they know Wittgenstein, a person who ran from the hill to ask the person, are you now pleased? 4 hours of thinking is gone.
I liked him.
Yeah, tell this.
So işte bir gün dışarıda bir çan ya da korna sesi, o neyse zil sesi duyuyor çalışırken ve uzun bir düşünme, çalışma sürecinin üzerinde. O sesi duyduğu anda bütün dikkati dağılıyor ve her şey bitiyor. Kulübesinden çıkıyor, tepeye iniyor, gölü geçiyor ve o sesi işte çıkaran artık bir araç mıydı neydi? Onu buluyor. Şimdi mutlu musun? 4 saatlik düşünme şeyini böldün, yani bitirdin, yok ettin diye ve onlar da bu nasıl bir insan diye tabii şaşırıyorlar.
Yes, you see how valuable was for him this thinking, and for his entire life, he produced a book of 75 pages called Tractatus Logicus Philosophicus, 75 pages only. And then in his late years, he produced another book. He actually never wanted to be published, neither of them. He wanted to burn these books, yes. But his friends preserved the book and published it. That's about Wittgenstein only. So quite similar was Peirce. And all these genius people, they wanted to be let alone and think, to stay focused and concentrated. They do not want company, social life, social programs, go somewhere. They wanted to stay and write their thoughts because somehow they feel this is a gift given by God maybe, and they wanted to find the sentences, to put the sentences and to give it to Erdem, to Mustafa, Ivan, they interpret it. That's how we are progressing. We are making progress. Are you sure? Did you see that there is a progress? We now have better life than let's say 60 years ago or 100 years ago when they lived, those philosophers. And to what we owe this progress? To those people who put efforts of their brains. Say it.
Sonunda ben koptum gerçi de şöyle kendi dünyama dalmıştım. Yani Peirce'ün de Wittgenstein gibi bir insan olduğunu az önce onu anlattı hikayenin ardından. Sadece düşünülmesine müsaade etmek, yani her şeyden uzak kalıp çünkü başka türlü olmuyor. Ayrıca Wittgenstein'in işte bütün hayatı boyunca yazdığı şeyde 75 sayfalık bir eser olduğunu söyledi. Yani her şeyden uzaklaşmak, sosyalleşmekten uzaklaşmak bunları gerektiren bir şey. Peirce'ün de böyle bir yaşantıya yaklaşıma sahip olduğunu.
Sonunda şeyi söyledi.
Onu işte.
500 yıl önceden daha iyi bir hayat yaşadığınızı düşünüyor musunuz?
This was a question for us.
Evet,
He could say it in English if it was to us, but you can answer in Turkish.
You had a question for us.
For us, okay.
Or not, Tuna said.
Mm-hmm.
You said if we have a better life today, comparing
to 100 years, yeah.
So this was a question for us, or just a
No. It was a rhetorical question to me. It was a rhetoric question to myself. Do you agree that today we have better life? We live longer. Look at you. You're satisfied from every side. He is relaxed. He is young. He has everything. 100 years ago, he would be by the military 10-year service, obligatory or something like that.
But you know, there are wars a lot of places in the world.
Sure. Also today, of course. Yeah. No, but just open your eyes. We have light. We have cool air. In the middle of, so there is a progress. There is no question about that.
The great thinkers not grown up today. That conditions.
Sure.
They're grown up.
But we are benefiting. We are benefit from their thoughts. Like. So these were general questions, and I think that we need to talk more about philosophy in general. So don't worry about this. We will overcome all the things. I know how to do it. This is thing which I really know. These were general questions about philosophy, about life, and I like it because you talked. The most important thing is that you talk, not me. I will finish my work, I will do it. I have done this 30 years now, for more than 30 years, and I will do it. But it is my problem is that you have to participate, that we should do it together. So now it is, I'm giving to everybody the possibility to ask some general questions all about Peirce, and then we will continue for another 40 minutes with the ground. Do you have any questions?
Sorusu olan var mı? Yani dün de vurgulamıştı, bunu ilk gün de vurgulamıştı. Önemli olan sizin katılmanız, mümkün olduğu kadar içinde olmanız, anlamanız. İşte ben bu işi yıllardır hani yapıyorum. Sadece anlatıp bitirip gitmek değil işin. Dolayısıyla başka sorusu olan varsa tamam dedi. Yoksa şeye geçecek birazdan. So, there is no questions.
No question. Okay, then thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, back to our topic about the ground. I don't know, but I'm sure that Aidan and Adam have done a good work explaining to you what we have done yesterday. Of course, it was not enough. Today, we try to make an overview again on the same subject. I'm going to give you the very nucleus, very heart of what the ground is all about, of what the ground is about, not what it is. If you hear that somebody is going to explain to you what a term, what conception, what is, this is wrong. For Peirce, for all this pragmatism, they have to explain how changes occur. What happens when something goes from point A to point B during the way? How is this possible? And that's why the pragmatist is pragmatist, pragma, action. In fact, it has many other meanings. One of the meaning is surprise, surprise, love in Old Greece. Pragma is also love. The sixth meaning of pragma, the first is action, but the sixth one is love. Meaning in Old Greek, being two people being in action means making love. Also this. But pragmatism and pragma is action, moving. So the core of the function of the ground is this. We only know by conception. What is conception? Conception are relations. They can be universal or particular. A relation we can abstractly represent with a line. Why? Simply. Yesterday we explained. I want to know what is this? What is this? I'm visualizing. My sight goes to this. Me and this. So it's a line. I am seeing this. This means a relation. But when I recognize it, what do I do to recognize it? I attach to this some conception. What does it mean that I attach to it a conception? This means that I am seeing it mediated by my previous knowledge. Mediated by my previous knowledge. What does this mean? I told you I need a bigger table. What does this mean? Attaching, mediating by my previous knowledge. Means comparing you don't do it like this, but continue. Comparing this relation, comparing, contradicting, seeing them from different perspective. All this we call experience. Anyhow, we are attaching all this pattern to something which we observe, not which we have in our head. Because, as Peirce said, you cannot attach a concept, and concept means meaning, to something which is completely unknown or unknowable. And that is in the core of synthetic philosophy, Kant's philosophy. Kant thinks that we know when we were born by birth.
In contrast, synthetic biology is really about applying engineering principles to the scientific system.
You'll be punished for that terribly. And then she laughs. I like this. Are you ready with this? Can I? Okay. I know Rehan is very friendly person and very warm-hearted, and she did not do this by purpose, to irritate me. So the ground, as I said, is something in between the sign, something which is not yet a sign, and between something which is not yet anything, between nothing and the sign. And that's why we call it thingness. Ground is thingness. And again, you probably have seen that I am stressing all the time that something moves, something is in between. It is a grade of something to occur. Not like the synthetic philosophy, which will explain to you, this is this, this is that. I hope you understand, because this was enormously important. And now I'm going to visualize this thinking. This was the It seems like I'm going to learn something today. Yes. Yesterday, what is it? I wanted the triangle again. Yesterday I asked Tuna to draw on the table a triangle and its apex, how we touch the surface, how it will touch the surface. And I ask, where is the line, where is the relation, where is the conception before the apex touches the line? No such line. There is no such line. No such line means there is no conceptions, there is no knowledge which is not defined by previous knowledge. Because everything is knowledge. The knowledge does not have a starting point. The knowledge does not have a starting point. The knowledge is everywhere around us. The knowledge is a continuum. Continuum means, Peirce call it semiotically, unlimited semiosis. By continuation, by a process. The knowledge starts by a process. If you ask, which was first as a knowledge about the chair, you will go back and say where it was a wood, piece of wood before, and what was before, and what was before, and what was before. It will not reach a first. There is not such a thing as first. Ana dânmo. Compris. If you have understand this, you understand the entire Peirce. No first thing in knowledge, no beginning. That's why the notion that this lecture has been entitled Before Beginning. What is before beginning? Now we are going to see what did I say, not I but Peirce, about the beginning. We don't have time, so we are skipping. So you can read it. Something, because I used to give you, because of language barriers, I'm giving to you too many examples, and they are material, like what was before the thought, before the wood. But in fact, we have to think about thought and knowledge, not chair and table. So before thought appear, before the thinking, the thought appear, there must be something out of which arises. And this something is potentiality. Also the universe, when Peirce speaks about the universe, how it starts, the cosmos, at the beginning there was nothing, absolutely nothing. And then at the beginning was something which, a first stage, he calls theism, which is accidentally sporadic. Something appeared, we don't know how. But just one something is not enough. Somehow this something replicates itself, and there are two. Now they need a little bit to continue together. This is called synergism. This continuation is called synergism. And the third phase, as a result of attraction, appears agapism, from love, agapism. That's the concept of Charles Peirce about how the universe appeared. This is about the universe. And here is what he says about thinking. And we go, yeah. So the triangle experiment was designed to tell us whether there is a point without any length, as here goes, which will represent an object out of consciousness. Without a point, without any length. Point does not have a length, and we only can have a point when the apex of triangle reaches the surface of the water. Meaning there is not such line. A line cannot appear when an apex penetrates the water. A line cannot appear, and only line means relation, means conception, means something to which we can attach meaning. And meaning is what we expect to appear. So now we continue more. Where does a cognition begin? Wrong question. Where? Never. It begins by a process, not by a starting point. There is no starting point. There is no first. The cognition, I have written it. Here is Peirce. Peirce's conclusion that the cognition arises by a process of beginning, but not by any point. And here is why, something which I already said, why there is not such a thing as not determined cognition. All cognitions are determined by previous cognition. We do not acquire cognition which is not determined by previous cognition. This is Peirce's anti-intuist view. We cannot know by intuition. We think, we believe that it is intuition. In fact, even our hands, our fingers repeat movements which are coded in our brains, which are results of other experience, of our grandparents' experience. We repeat them. I have noticed, by the way, that when my daughter was born, she somehow much easier starts to push the keys of the computer than I did. It looks like she was almost born with these abilities to write on the computer. And I imagine that her grandchildren, for example, would do this much, much easier. In some schools, they already skipped handwriting, which I think is wrong, but it doesn't matter what I do think. They start pushing the keys before they start writing with hands. So it seems like these abilities are already inborn in us. No, these are results from previous efforts to do this. Again, no first beginning. And the ground was, as I said, a very early stage of Peirce's thought, and it is mediate stage. You will see what the ground turned into. Yes, here is a good term of Peirce about the stage of the ground. There is a pre-reflexive stage, a stage where we not reflect on what happens. This is the phase of the ground. The light of external facts, these are explanation. An object out of mind is the same. Spotting the object, yes, okay, we have already done this. And here is a more sophisticated representation of the ground. We can see, we can say that the ground is kind of a ghost sign which is encircled inside of the triangle. Something which we know is there, however, we cannot name it, we cannot have distinct idea as the clearness we talk about. We cannot have a distinct idea of what the ground is. The ground is something which is doomed to neglect itself. It arises in order to neglect itself, to become something else. That's why yesterday I said when the ground appears, it cries for interpretation. It has raindrops from his eyes and says, I want to be interpreted, otherwise I'm nothing. And I just a second before that. Yes. No, not yet. Yes, here I wanted to point to you something which is important and very beautiful. The knowledge, when the knowledge appears for the first time, I mean when it appears as a relation, a line, but you see when the line appears. It moves up towards livelier consciousness because everything is in our consciousness. It moves towards livelier consciousness. And this consciousness is being represented by vaguer symbols. And we can substitute from this left side towards livelier consciousness, the whole sphere here from the left is the sphere of memory. Livelier consciousness means that this knowledge will be memorized, and towards symbol growing, okay, how to recognize it. We invent metaphors, we invent linguistic figures, and so on and so far. A little bit more, and we are going to finish. The explanation about effete mind, but we are not going to talk about effete mind now. The ground is thingness. I told you about this. Before creating of the universe, we have no thingness. The ground is something to become think, but it is not. It is thingness. As I said, as we tried yesterday, to think of a redness to a certain degree. I don't know what happened to my voice. I haven't drink anything. Understanding and memory, I just told you this. We replace this left side with memory. Learning. Learning is from the right side. An object out of mind does not exist. It can exist, but we cannot talk about it if it is out of mind. The light of the external facts, we talked about this. Why do I have the feeling that I stay at... Okay, between the internal and the cognition. I think that I go in a circle for certain reason. Yes. Tuna, can you please help me? For some reasons, it goes in a circle and does not go.
Which ones?
I want to go down and down and down. Here, okay, here, for example. But then, no, yeah, but why I cannot move it? Why it goes up and down?
I don't know. Which one is?
No, a little bit further. Here. Try to go down and reach this one which we already have reached. No, more. Okay, here. How did you... Yes. Okay, here. Stay here. So this is the most sophisticated picture of the sign and its ground. You see the ground is like a shadow. Remember that it is like a shadow between the dynamic object and immediate object about which we haven't yet talked. And then more down. So you can now, which one are you
The same doesn't yani.
Yes. Here, like for example, here.
It's moving.
It's not.
It's looking.
It's moving. Here. Okay.
Let's
Thanks.
reconstitute.
So yesterday we have seen this. By showing you this example, I wanted to say that each sign, every single sign, once it is a sign, has its own ground. Its own ground. But we can easily misguide us when we guess. We are convinced that all of us can guess correctly. No, it's not. Remember yesterday this. You said this is a shower room, a toilet, and then after a while we have seen it's not. And then you have seen it is the movie Psycho. Same with this one. You're thinking it's a toilet, but it's not. It's a movie Lolita. And now this is even more sophisticated sign. Pure ground, I use the same example from the video. It is, but we can see it from the point of view of the ground. Meister Eckhart would be very interesting, but unfortunately, we don't have any, don't have too much time to talk about this. Meister Eckhart was a German mysticist from the 15th century. Peirce talks about ground. This does not have anything to do with German word of Grund, with D at the end, but probably it has something to do with Master Eckhart's term of Grund mit T, with T, which is something which unites God and human being. It's something which is, as I said about our mind can be in we can be in the mind of my neighbor, something like that. He says, in every person there is a piece of God. But it turned out that the church does not like this, so he was doomed as heretical. But it might be ground. Then I'm showing you this. These are some wonderful masterpieces from Klimt. And on the right side there is a piece of another painter who is Bulgarian, Ivan Milev. See that there is actually, they are very, very similar in a way. And we could say that they have a common grounds. They were painted in a almost one and the same time, and you see that the way they express the moods are really very similar. This golden surface. However, in order to understand them, we have to be aware that they have different grounds, but they also have common grounds as well. Something else here. It's very similar of two painters, and again, and I give this as an example how we can use Peirce's thought in any kind of investigation, in any kind of studying. For example, this is a paintings, and we can use the notion of the ground. A lot of people are using the notion of the ground, searching for a common ground for different meisters, for different painters, for different whatever craftsman, and you can find it. Ground. Something which is before something to become a real sign. A thingness. Think, not a thing, a thingness. If you remember this, you will remember everything. So for now, it was very tough, I know, but I enjoy, and thank you very much for being here. Okay. I'm sorry. If you have any questions, I'm here. I can stay as long as you wish.
Biz de teşekkür ediyoruz Sinan Öğleden sonra
I would like,
devam edeceğiz.
yeah,
Böyle sazal falan mı yapıyorsun?
Sonra, sonra, sonra.